With the crypto market in shambles and many people saying we are literally in the midst of a bear market, it's really hard to look across the board in crypto and find something that you feel confident sticking your money in, especially in these rocky time periods. We're seeing the stock market do well. We're seeing metals do well, copper, gold, silver, etc. But what is an altcoin that is almost seeming to be bear market proof? Now, not by a price perspective, from a business model perspective, and one that has gone against the trend over the last few weeks. We'll talk about that in this video and exactly why Hyperliquid is potentially the one token that you can potentially bet on, bear market or bull, to succeed. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. If you're new to the channel, we come out with 4 to 5 videos every single week across the crypto and prediction markets to help give you an edge and win long term. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. And if you aren't already checking out our prediction market sponsor down below with Kalshi, we utilize them every single day that we trade on prediction markets. If you deposit $25, they'll give you $25 absolutely free right on top of your account. They recently increased their bonus on that. So check out Kalshi down below and trade on the future of crypto, culture, sports, movies, music, and more. Let's go ahead and dive right into the video. As mentioned, Bitcoin today, literally as of recording this video, it's almost the perfect time to record this video just to show the shambles that the market's in versus what is happening with Hyperliquid and other asset classes. We see Bitcoin today at 83,000, down 6.5% on the 24-hour time frame, which is absolutely ridiculous. If you watched my live stream yesterday, I did mention that I think that once Powell was done speaking, we probably did take a dip, and we are absolutely doing that at this point in time. And as you're scrolling through here, there's really only a few glimpses of green. One of those is obviously Hyperliquid. This is in a time period where BNB, ETH, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Zcash, one of the darlings of the cycle, 𝗬𝗏, Avalanche, 𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, one of my favorite coins in the entire market. All three on the daily, the weekly, and the monthly are in the red. Okay, and no metric on these coins is in the green during this turmoil and during this time period in the market. But we look at Hyperliquid. And Hyperliquid is showing so much strength at this point in time, up 27% on the month, and even on the weekly, up 52%. And it's really not even budging. This morning from 5 a.m., it's at $34. And then here today, at this moment in time when Bitcoin's down 6% on the daily time frame, we're still sitting at $32.50. It's not too bad, only down about 0.5% on the day, on one of crypto's worst dips that we have seen in quite some time. And of course, the question is this coin potentially bear market proof? Now, this chart right here will tell you, of course, nothing is completely bear market proof, okay? We've seen the stock market collapse. We've seen metals before this run consolidate for 3 years. We've seen crypto in the doldrums, and no coin survives an absolute bear market, okay? So you can't expect anything to be completely bear market proof. But if you have conviction in an investment, and let's just say it went down from $58 all the way to this low, which was $21 exactly 8 days ago. Ever since that time period, this thing, it's still over the yearly time frame, is up 146%. So not too shabby during a time period where most have called this a bear market. But nonetheless, this is one of those tokens that you stick your money in and you have confidence in the long haul. And the reason being is the metrics and the tokenomics. Let's just dive into this. Hyperliquid explained. So if you're brand new to crypto, what is Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid is a place where you can trade anything. And I'm not talking about just cryptos. I'm talking about stocks, Tesla, NVIDIA. You can see here Microsoft, Palantir, Google, Amazon, Coinbase. You can trade these on leverage, up to 10x leverage, 20x leverage on some of these traditional stocks. We have indices like the XYZ, the US 50, the US 30, robot, infotech, all that different stuff as far as indices. We have commodities, as you can see here. You have silver, gold, copper, and all these different, precious metals, oil, crude oil. You have Forex pairs, Euro USDC and USDC JPY or USD JPY. And then you also even have pre-IPO on stuff like Anthropic, as well as SpaceX and OpenAI. It's a pretty crazy spread of things that you can trade here. You have the Hype3 or the HIP3 different types of pairs here, where you can go up to 25x, 20x on precious metals. We have the trending and then pre-launch projects. So you can see this is an application where crypto participants can come in during what we're seeing right now in a commodities bull run. Let's just go look at TradFi. We'll go commodities. Let's just do, I mean, gold is like the darling. So let's just click into gold here. You look at this chart and a lot of crypto people would be like, man, I had no way to get exposure to this. How do I buy gold? Well, you come over to Hyperliquid and you're able to, not even if you don't want to do leverage, you can just go all the way down to 1x leverage. If you just wanted exposure to something like gold or silver, we could take a look at the silver chart. And this is a lot of the reason why Hyperliquid right now is thriving, because it's one of the only places on chain where you can go and actually trade commodities as well as do it on leverage. And what they do with this protocol, obviously there are fees. If you look in this bottom right corner where I'm highlighting the fee structure, you can see it's 0.0078% on the front end and 0.0029% on the back end. What this allows Hyperliquid to do, and by the way, they have $4.5 billion on their platform just sitting there from users. So people are actively utilizing this every single day. And as you can see here, the amount of fees that this business collects is why it is thriving the way that it is. Fees over the 7 days, they have made 15 million over this last 7 days. And just in 24 hours, they have made $3 million in profit. And what they do is they go back and buy back the token with a large chunk of this revenue. So they're not just pocketing all of these profits. They're buying back the tokens off the market actively to take supply back and own it as a business. This is extremely bullish for anyone that's investing in the coin, because not only are you investing in one of the most bulletproof businesses in all of crypto when it comes to revenue, they are literally putting their money where their mouth is and buying back more hype because they believe in their business model that much. And that is one of the most bullish things you can have. But on top of this, not only do they have their own platform, they have their own blockchain. And this is where I think there's a lot of opportunity. This is the Hyper EVM blockchain. There's 1.5 billion here going into this protocol. And the app fees combined on the chain have done 3 million over the last 24 hours as well. So this has been a pretty lucrative addition ever since Hyper EVM launched. But nonetheless, this is a business that's making $3 million a day and putting most of it back into their own coin. And on top of that, they did just do some tokenomic structure adjustments. Team unlocks just got nuked 9x to the downside. Only 140K tokens today versus what would have been a 1.5 million unlock, with $2.2 million in daily buybacks because they're buying back about 75% of their fees every single day. And with $3 million, that means 2.2 million that they are buying back every single day. The entire monthly unlock is absorbed in just 48 hours. This is supply sync masterclass. So what this does, it takes money off the market and takes hype off the open market for people like you and me to be able to buy. But on top of that, it absorbs the sell pressure from team unlocks. Because obviously, as a team of a business that's doing $3 million a day, I would be honest, I would like to, see some return on that, right? You're building a crazy business. The team's going to want to eat a little bit, but they're only unlocking 140,000 tokens now versus 1.5 million. So literally down 90% as far as their team unlocks. And just 2 days of buybacks absorb the entire supply that unlocks. So 4.4 million unlocks for team members. And then within 2 days, it's literally bought back and supplied in the project treasury. So this is huge as far as a bullish narrative. And being realistic, we see Bitcoin and gold taking a massive hit today, and the market needs to find its feet. But nonetheless, Hyperliquid is standing strong. I mean, this is probably the most successful business other than maybe Pump Fund. But as far as longevity goes, Pump Fund has had its ups and downs. Hyperliquid is arguably, maybe even undoubtedly, the most successful business in crypto this entire cycle. Hype has now outperformed Bitcoin since the liquidation event, the historic October 10th liquidations, when projects literally crashed 90%, 95% on some altcoins. to prices that we probably never even deemed fathomable or possible. The worst flash crash in history, Unlocks FUD, Competition FUD, and some IDO sellers. There have been competitors that have popped up. Aster, Lighter, all these different perps dexes that are trying to innovate and compete with Hyperliquid. But imagine what happens from now when people realize it can weaponize equities and commodities with HIP3. And that's exactly what is causing this major run. Crypto participants who see the pain. We get to scroll through this whole watch list of coins. These are just ones that I track. There was maybe like 50 spots of green and like 1,000 spots of red on this entire watch list. And so for people in crypto that feel like, okay, I bought Bitcoin as a store of value to hedge against currencies. Well, all of a sudden, gold is doing just what we thought Bitcoin would do, right? And it's only during this time period. But at the end of the day, this is the way to get exposure to these assets with crypto. And Hyperliquid is the go-to location for this. And as Wizard of Soho says, Hype is not even crypto. It trades like a stock. That's why it's decoupled from Bitcoin. True equity-style crypto coins are the future. Without a flywheel, you are just a meme coin. And that is the problem with more widespread cryptos. Other than a handful, their business model does not accrue value back to their shareholders, aka their token holders, in a sustainable manner. Hyperliquid has cracked that code. I mean, they're putting 70% of daily revenue back into the chart, taking it off the market, and I think over the long haul, Hyperliquid will probably be one of the most long-term successful tokens and business models in crypto that we have ever seen. There were rumors at some point that they turned down Robinhood trying to acquire them, and now Hyperliquid perps are integrated across Phantom, MetaMask. They're on my own app with Nexus. Like, they have taken over the on-chain game with crypto and commodities and stocks, and I think that this is just going to continue over the coming years. Genuinely, my price prediction has always been $100. And I think in a frothy market, if Bitcoin was, new all-time highs, we're probably going to see easily new all-time highs on Hyperliquid, which is $58. But for me, long-term price target is still $100. I think that's very realistic given how successful, how lucrative of a business, and also their tokenomic structure, which is just incredibly bullish. And it only compounds as time goes on. More supply off the market, more buybacks. This will only become a supply shock situation, which I'm really excited to see play out over the coming years. So guys, that is Hyperliquid explained, and why this is maybe the most bear market proof business and maybe one of the safest tokens to park your money in, especially if you're not a day trader, right? You don't want to care about the volatility in the market. You just look across the market and you're like, wow, this sucks. I have to sell this coin. I'll buy back later. Hyperliquid, you can set and forget, and I can't guarantee anything. I'm not a financial advisor. But with the metrics and with things that are occurring behind the scenes with this business and with this token, I think it's as close to a guarantee that you can find in the crypto markets. When Bitcoin and Ethereum find their footing, I think Hyperliquid will absolutely go parabolic. So guys, that is Hyperliquid explained. If you enjoyed the content, like the video and subscribe, and check out the 𝗏𝗔𝗟𝗃 explained video too. A lot of people don't understand the lead AI coin in the market, exactly what it does. Check out the 𝗏𝗔𝗟𝗃 explained video. And if you like these explained videos, I can do more in-depth explanations on their business models, tokenomics, to make you more confident in your investments. So I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, play well, my friends, trade responsibly. And I know it's hard right now, but stay bullish, my friends.